The Temple of Caesarea Maritima, one of the most majestic monuments built by Herod the Great, is enriched with a new, very important discovery. After opening the Hippodrome, the theater, and the Herodian for the visitors, the authorities of the largest archaeological park in Israel focused on the temple area that was formerly standing in front of the port entrance, defined by the historian Flavius Josephus, impressive for its size and beauty.
For the first time was exposed the remains of the high altar, which was placed just near the steps that climb up to the temple itself. The remains of the beautiful vaulted construction on the front of the temple platform, which also was constructed by Herod himself.
The structure that Herod built in Caesarea belongs to a particularly complex type of altar. The most important altar in the Roman Empire is the Arapacis, which was built in Rome by Augustus, a sacrificial altar enclosed by decorated walls up to 5 meters high.
The additional interesting thing that we found, it's remains of standards that was probably placed around the altar itself. We know that it was practiced by Roman legionnaires.
Enclosing the altar with decorated walls was a specific practice of the western areas of the Roman Empire. That of Caesarea is therefore a unique structure in the Middle East.
These facts reinforce again what we know about the Caesarea. Herod the Great actually looked in Caesarea kind of link between his kingdom and the Rome, and the center of the empire with the Roman itself.
The name of Caesarea is not only linked to the Roman Empire and ancient history, even in the Christian era the city assumed a prominent position. First of all, we heard of this place in the Acts of the Apostles. In the New Testament, Peter went to the city of Caesarea, and his preaching led to the conversion to Christianity of the Roman centurion called Cornelius.
Chiamato Cornelio.
Secondly, we know the story of St. Paul, who was captured in Caesarea and restrained in Herod's Praetoria, which archaeologists recently could safely identify. Precisely here in the Praetorian Palace, during the persecutions, many of the first Christians were led to be prosecuted. Many of them suffered martyrdom.
Questi sono I famosi martiri di Cesarea, alcuni molto famosi.
These are the martyrs of Caesarea, some also famous, like the Marine soldier who was asked to choose between the sword and the gospel. He chose the gospel.
E lui scelse il Vangelo.
In the Christian age, the Byzantines built sanctuaries in the areas of the city that were linked to evangelical events. The octagonal-shaped Byzantine basilica stood in the palace where the pagan temple was built.
C'è poi una basilica crociata.
The Crusader Basilica is also located in the temple area. The 3 apse-shaped Crusader Basilica dates back to the time when the citadel was built by St. Louis IX, King of France, of which, up to the present day, there are imposing remains throughout the central and main area of Caesarea.
Centrale di Cesarea.
Before it became a site devoted exclusively to archaeological excavations, the city was still inhabited by some Christians. An Orthodox Greek priest lived in the area of the Crusader Basilica dedicated to the saints Peter and Paul. Another priest of the Latin Patriarchate used to travel to Caesarea every now and then for the spiritual care of some families of Maronite Christians who, on the other hand, followed the Catholic Church.
La Chiesa Cattolica.
The Rothschild Foundation, together with the authorities of the archaeological park, allocated 100 million shekels for the continuation of the excavations as well as the construction of innovative installations especially designed for visitors. For more than 2,000 years, saints, martyrs, philosophers, and knights have walked the streets of this ancient city, which, of course, still hides many secrets to be unveiled.